It's cool to look at this thing and be like, yeah, we made it from scratch.
It will be a lot easier to do other projects like this in the future now that we've kind of made all the basic mistakes.
Hello and welcome out to the woods. We're gonna try to make a shelter out of the things we find in the forest. It's gonna be super exciting, a little bit hard, a little bit challenging. Did we just realize how much work this is gonna be?
It is going to be a ton of work. But everything that's worth it is always a ton of work. Cutting down trees is fun anyways.
So now we gathered like a lot of trees. We're gonna start to think about the construction and maybe start like piecing it together a little bit, and so we can see how much more we need, and also so we can feel that we sort of get going, because now we've been cutting trees for a very long time and we probably need to cut more, but yeah, nice with some change.
It feels better to have like the foundation set before we have to go to bed than to just do more tree destruction.
This is actually the thing I think is the hardest. You want to try to get the surface like as clean as possible, because we're trying to make this shelter last for as long as possible, and the more cuts you have, the bigger chance is it of it getting rotten. So this is how we want them to look. It's starting to get dinner time, and I've been spotting some chanterelles in the woods that I'm gonna go and pick to make the dinner a little bit more flavorful. There's so many that I can be a little bit picky, but I think this is gonna be enough for our dinner, so I'm gonna leave the rest. Pasta. to eat.
Oh my lord. Praise the gods. Thank you very much. Oh, look at that.
Good morning! Bushcraft day 2. So yesterday we sort of gathered a lot of trees and made them look nice, and today we're hopefully gonna start building. And yeah, we'll see if we get done or not, but I'm gonna try to enjoy the process and make a really nice shelter. This is the sticks that we prepared yesterday. And now we burnt the edges of them too, and they're gonna go in the ground. So we're gonna sort of measure out where we want them to be, stick them in the ground, and then we're gonna start stacking other sticks inside of them to make a wall. But you will understand. Alltid alltså. This is gonna be so cool! We've been working quite hard for quite some time now, so it's time to fuel ourselves. As the darkness settled and the fire grew bigger, our day came to an end. I was not expecting us to have come this far, but at the same time, I thought this project would only take 2 days. The two wanderers went to bed with mixed feelings after this second day, but they knew one thing, that it was really fun to build. What are you doing?
Oh, you know, just tying knot number 863. But at least I'm dry.
Luckily we just built a house so we can have some shelter when it's raining.
Wait a second. We forgot the roof.
But you know what they say. After rain comes sunshine. So we just realized that we probably need to put another one of those A-frames further out to protect from wind and rain. So we're gonna build one more of those and we're gonna tilt it a little bit forward so that it can protect us from like rain that comes with an angle. I often find myself asking people how often they do something where they just lose themselves completely and forget about everything else.
Happy with your work?
Yes.
Very nice.
I guess I ask that question because to me that's one of the best feelings I know. And I believe that we should all do more things that makes us feel that way. Building this shelter was definitely one of those things for me. Hello. We're currently in the car heading back to our little bushcraft shelter. Today's gonna be building day number 4.
Is it 4? Is it like 3.5 maybe?
4, 3.5, something like that. We're gonna spend another weekend there to see if we can make it finished, but we'll probably need more time because when you start you get all those ideas of things that you want to do and you want it to look really nice and you want to make it the best it can be. So yeah, we'll probably end up going back another weekend or so.
I'd say it's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah. But today we're psyched and excited to get out and to build a bit. So we just finished the back wall. That makes us finished with all of the walls. So now we're gonna focus on putting moss in between like the spaces in the walls. So as you can see here, there's like small spaces of air and that's what we want to put the moss. How's it going?
Well, I'm realizing this is going to take centuries of mossy work. But I made this improvised little pokey tool which will help me with my goal. I have my Emma here so I can survive this, even this dull task.
Yeah. But it seems like the theme of this work, like everything is so time consuming.
Yeah.
And you're like all excited in the beginning because you don't really realize how much time it's gonna take, and then you start with one task and you're like, all right, this is another day. And then you start with the next thing and then you're like, yeah, okay, so this is gonna be 2 days. And
you're like, oh yeah, nice, cutting off branches of trees, this is fun. But then 40 trees later you're a bit, yeah.
And like our original plan was to make this shelter over weekend, so 2 days only, and now we're here like sort of 4 days in, and we're not nearly finished. But yeah, it's great fun, and it's also nice being out. It's actually also a little bit nice to have sort of base camp and not moving around, just being here working and like enjoying ourselves. Yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna get back to the moss work.
Yeah, stop escaping the work.
It has been a quite cold night. When we woke up there was like a little bit of frost, and now everything's like melting when the sun touches it. It's so beautiful. Finally time to put some pine. Cornelius, vad heter granris på engelska? Inte jag heller. So now it's finally time to put on the roof. We've been longing for this because I think it's gonna make the shelter look way nicer than it does without. I don't know what it's called in English, but we're gonna use those from pine trees and sort of like braid them together. By the way, if you know what this is called in English, please let me know. In Swedish we call it granris. So we're trying to find the thickest one we can. So this one is really nice, but some of them look more like this. So that just means that we need to put on more. We're back at the crime scene. Today is day 6 of building. We got permission from the landowner to actually build this house and also to like cut down trees and stuff, because you're not usually allowed to do that. You need permission from the person owning the the land. And the border of his land is actually right here by that yellow pole over there. And so it's his neighbor's land on the other side. And apparently his neighbor has been cutting down a lot of trees. So we're not allowed to take the trees, obviously, because he cut down them for like some reason. So he's probably gonna want to have them himself. But there's a lot of this pine stuff that we need that has been cut down as well, which is really good because we're sort of out of the pine branches, which means that we would have needed to cut down trees just to get the branches, which feels a little bit unnecessary to me. But now when he's been cutting down trees, we can just take the pine branches from those trees. And it seems like there's a lot, which is really good, so we're sort of happy. What do you think, mister?
About it lasting a little while.
Yes.
I think so. It's 1, 2, 3.5 piles. That's an hour, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Considering my lightning speed, maybe even 45.
The time we've all been waiting for, the last part of the pine thingies is supposed to get on. The last part of the roof up there.
I'm very happy with the result. I think it's bigger and better than I thought it was going to be.
It's cool to look at this thing and be like, yeah, we made it from scratch.
It will be a lot easier to do other projects like this in the future now that we've kind of made all the basic mistakes.
It's been hard work, but it's been fun as well. And it's been nice to be outside, as always. And yeah, me and Cornelius have enjoyed it a lot. I hope you did too. And see you next time.